I'm leaving the hospital. I am handicapped, a wheelchair user, and I can't get into my car because this big truck is parked in the ramp for both me and the handicapped car next to me. This is supposed to be cleared. There's a cone. They're not handicapped. They don't have a placard. They're just taking up this whole ramp space. I can't fit my chair in between there. I called the garage 20 minutes ago and nobody is coming, so I'm just gonna call the police because this is so dumb.
I'm home. They wouldn't tow them, but they gave them a ticket, so that's something. But my chair is in the trunk because I couldn't put it in the passenger seat where it needs to be for me to be able to get out of my car, so now I have to wait and figure out how I'm gonna get out of my car. It costs $0 to not be an ass, so just don't be one. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
It's infuriating when people park in handicapped spaces without any consideration. It's more than just an inconvenience. It makes daily life unnecessarily hard for those who actually need accessibility. Come on, it costs nothing to be considerate.
We're going to talk about rules that I had for my 16-year-old daughter who ended up pregnant. Now, let me say this before I get started. I am not like a crazy strict parent, but I do have boundaries. One of the first rules is a curfew. She definitely had a curfew. She had to be home by 11:30 on weekends. Now, the reason I set it for 11:30 is because she works and she would work to 11 on the weekends. So that would give her 30 minutes for her and Lucas to hang out at the high school with their friends. Another rule was she used to always have her location on her phone, sharing it with me. We have the app Life 360, so that way I would always know, where she's at or who she's with, as long as she had it turned on. If she turned it off, she would be in trouble. There was no vaping, no drinking, no smoking. None of that was allowed. And no, they did not have sleepovers. Her and Lucas has been together 2.5 years, and he was never allowed to sleep over at my house. Never would she have even asked that because she knew the answer to it already. And they were not allowed to sleep over at Lucas's house either. Actually, if his parents were not home, she wasn't even allowed to be over there. I could look through her phone anytime that I wanted to because I pay that phone bill, but unless I had a reason to, I really just didn't because that's her private, it's her phone. But if she gave me a reason to believe I need to look through it, I would definitely look through it. If she was going to be late past her curfew, my only rule was that she was to call me or text me and let me know why she was going to be late. I would rather her be a little bit late than Lucas speed to get her home on time and something happened to him. So if she texted me to tell me she was going to be a few minutes late, that was okay. She needed to communicate that with me though. School was another big priority and still is in our house. She had to go to school and she had to make decent grades. Now, when I say decent grades, I don't mean like she had to have straight A's. She's not the straight A's type of kid, never has been. And I don't expect something like that out of her. She is super smart though, so C or above in West Virginia, which, that's average. So yeah, if she was failing something, she would be in big trouble. And that's really about all the rules that I had set for her, just because, she was a good kid, and she still is a good kid. She worked a lot, and she was in high school, and she was taking college classes while in high school. So, I really didn't have to be that strict on her, and she could always come to me if she needed something, or, if she wanted to do something. She would just come to me and ask.
It sounds like this mom had reasonable rules and tried to find a balance between being protected and giving her daughters some independence. Despite having curfews, boundaries, and clear expectations, things didn't go as planned. Sometimes, even with the best intentions, life throws curveballs.